Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Arts Bonita podcast. Today, I am sitting with this gentleman over here. Steve, say hi.
Hello.
Steve, why are you here?
I'm here to talk about improv, John.
True.
My passion.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to talk about Steve's passion. We're definitely going to talk about what's happening with improv, what's coming up, what's been going on. I think Steve has a couple of things coming up that he's involved in that he's going to be participating in elsewhere, where you can actually go and see some of the Arts Bonita players performing in other venues and other places in the state. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we're excited about it. A chance to spread our wings a little.
Well, why don't we just start with that really quick?
Okay.
Tell me. Tell me about the countdown. What is that?
So there's a festival held every year in Ybor City called the Countdown Improv Festival. And the reason it's called Countdown is it's teams of 3, 2, or 1. So hence Countdown, you get it. And I've been involved with these people, Justin and Kelly, who run the festival for a number of years. I've known them. They've been good friends. I've supported them. I've played at that festival a couple of times. And it's really, it's a great festival. There's over 100 teams performing over 4 or 5 days in Ybor City. It's a great venue. It's at the Hillsborough Community College Theater, where they have 3 theaters, and then Kelly and Justin have a theater called the Commodore just down the block. So it's actually 4 stages. And I was selected to play again this year, and I'll be playing with our fellow cast member Miranda in a show on Friday night, the 8th of August, at 7:15 p.m. So we have a group that we've formed called Our Daughter's Friend, because Miranda was friends with my daughter and Bill's daughter. And so we are going to play some musical improv with her in that wonderful festival. There's workshops, and I can't say enough good about, Justin and Kelly and the Countdown Festival. It's just a love fest of improv. Great time to network and meet people.
That's awesome. So I'm bringing it up right now on Facebook. It looks like there's a little ad here for it. 5 nights, 4 stages, hundreds of comedians, and 1 campus pass. Do you just get a ticket and you can kind of go to everything?
Yeah, they have a nice thing. They have a campus pass that you can buy, and it lets you roam to all the different shows all through the campus. For performers, there's a forum during the day that's held where we talk all things improv and just nerd out about it. But it's a great community. My wife and a couple of my friends love going every year just to watch and see all the different teams from all over the country. So it's kind of just a fun, all packed into a nice tight little 2 or 3 block radius. And the pass is a great way to get around.
Cool. So that's basically countdownimprovfestival.com. You can see it up there again on Facebook. I think
I think you had the web page
There's
too.
the web page too. Yeah, countdownimprovfestival.com, and it has all the, information there. It looks like someone's being carried. I don't know if that happens normally.
Yeah, there's a lot of show pictures there.
Yeah.
So if you buy a pass, it gets you into all the shows. But you certainly want to come again to see Miranda and I on Friday night, the 8th of August.
100%. You got to go there and support our players because we love performing here in Bonita Springs in Southwest Florida, but we also like to, get out there, branch out, do other things, which also brings people back to us here at Arts Bonita because we perform regularly.
We do.
I have a question, though. So on this ad up here, it says jams, workshops, after parties, bits, and all the shows. What are bits?
There's a little bit of everything. They actually have a walking tour through historic Ybor City that's hosted by an improv player. They have a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, the forum where we're just going to get together and talk about the state of improv. Some of the workshops are very different. Some are musical, some are very Zen-like, and some are even how to make money in improv.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it as a business type venture. So there's a lot of stuff other than just improv shows. They're really kind of known for their quirky, weird stuff. So I like the idea of that walking historic tour of, kind of a ghost tour type thing.
I would definitely not want to be on a tour though, and then be like, well, I'm on a tour with a bunch of improv people.
Yeah, it might be a little rough.
Everything would just be like a joke or something about whatever.
Let's do a scene right here on the street.
They'd be like, please, can you just follow along, please? Listen, I'm trying to give you some historical facts.
They have a lot of fun things they do. They have different awards they give to people that have come and have not come to the shows. They do a lot of quirky stuff. They were going to have this guy come and he didn't show up, so now they kind of make fun of him every year. And they have another award they give out to the best audience member. And so they do a lot of interaction with the crowd and it's not improv related.
That's cool. I could just see like someone giving a tour and someone being like arms expert. Be like, stop putting your arms. What are you doing?
Might be kind of fun. So.
Yes.
I just can't say enough about Justin and Kelly and Countdown. I mean, they've been good
cool.
to me for the year. So go support them. Go see a show and go see our show.
Oh yes, we do have a show coming up on July 25th.
We do.
I guess
yeah.
we should mention that.
That's actually before the festival.
It's before the festival, so it can be a primer if you're talking about driving, up. You could come to the show on the 25th at 7:30, Mo Auditorium here at Arts Bonita Performing Arts Center. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We have. It's still going to be similar in that we're just up there playing games, usually different games, and then we always have our format always includes a long form piece that usually centers around an audience member. Yeah,
we're going to do. We've been off for a little bit because of the summer, so we extended our time. So I'm excited about this show, but we've got a couple of new games that we're going to be premiering that I think are going to be really fun. A lot of audience interaction, and I'm excited to kind of roll those out.
Yeah, me too. I think it's what I love about improv is you just don't know what it's going to be. I've done plays and musicals and things like that where you just are rehearsing the same stuff over and over again, and you're perfecting the timing and the connection and the depth and all that kind of stuff. And improv, you just go out there and just do it. And I like it because it doesn't require a lot of time and energy like leading up to it, and so you can kind of like roll out and do it. But let's talk a little bit about improv. And one thing I want to talk about on today's episode was why is improv so hard? I don't mean that it's, there's people out there who might be like, I don't think it's hard. And I'm not saying that it's easy to enjoy improv. It's easy to get involved and to do things and to have fun and connect with people. But all the nuance and all the rules, it's like no matter what you know and how long you've been doing it, there's always something that you or someone else can pick apart that you're not doing. So, broad question, Steve.
Sure.
Why is improv so hard?
I think the hard thing about improv is that you don't know what's going to happen, and it's very spontaneous, and you really have to respond to your scene partner and whatever gifts they give you. And that can be a challenge because if you're inside your own head and you have an idea, sometimes you just got to let that go. So I think that spontaneity of it and the being able to react fast is, probably one of the biggest challenges. And like you said, I think every time I'm out there, I learn something new. Every time I watch somebody else do something, I learn something new. And that's a challenge in improv, but that's also the joy in improv is that it's never the same. It's always something different. It's always something exciting. It's you're jumping out of an airplane and you're hoping that you got a parachute on, and that parachute's your scene partner that's going to support you, and you never know what's going to happen. So
I remember doing improv in San Francisco with a group called Small Chicken. That was our improv group back then.
Good name.
And I remember just always doing actual skydiving scenes. You go out, you do like lay on the floor and stick your arms and legs up. You're like, dude, this is cool. And you just like, it always looks fun to watch people on stage actually skydiving because, you're flailing and just sticking your belly out, like trying to like balance yourself on the stage. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like for me, it definitely is. It's hard to keep everything in mind. That's why you do have to rely on each other so much. Because you could just go out there and just do whatever you feel like doing or whatever your instincts tell you to do. Or you could be like, I don't think about it. I just do whatever comes to mind. It's like, that's okay. But it's kind of like you got to do all that stuff if you want to make it all work. Because if you just do whatever comes to your mind and you're not really thinking about it, then it means that you're also maybe not really thinking about what everybody else is saying. Unfortunately, I think that I'm that way sometimes. Like I try to be engaged in everything else that's going on, but my brain sometimes just wants to respond, not think about it. I'm definitely not the type who's like, I want to say something funny. What can I say? I don't think that way. I just react. And that's what I do. And sometimes it works out okay. And other times I can look back at it and be like, oh my God, there's 700 different things I could have done here that would have helped the scene go forward. And I see improvisers who they just can do that. They're like these conductors of the scene, and they know totally where everything is. They know where everything is going. And if it gets off track, they seamlessly find a way to bring it back in. And that's what I just find amazing about when you go out, you go to this festival and you see people, you're gonna be like, wow, people know how to do that stuff.
Yeah. You see a lot of good improvisers. You know, there's a book I refer to a lot called, written by Billy Merritt, called Pirate Robot Ninja. And Pirate Robot Ninja is great because it's basically every improviser is one of those three people. And knowing who to be in what scene, that scene needs a pirate to take over the scene, or a ninja to swoop in and make everything perfect, or a robot who's just going to go through the motions, whatever that case is. And the ultimate improv player is somebody who can adapt and be all three. And that's the challenge that you find in an improv scene. So I think if you try to think of what that scene could use that can help direct or drive your decision on what you're going to do, you're fun to play with because you never know what's going to come from you. So that's a joy for me, because then I can just react to whatever gift you've laid out there. One of the other things that used to be kind of hard was when you play with a very inexperienced player and they're kind of not doing what they're supposed to do. And I used to get real frustrated by that, and now it's kind of become like a fun challenge for me. Like, how can I take this and mold it into a direction that kind of follow the fun? Like, whatever they said, there has to be some fun in there. Let's follow that instead of going on with the what's going wrong in the scene.
Yeah. I think sometimes about it. I don't know if you've ever had it, but can you think of a time when you were doing improv and you just felt really out of place, or you felt like it just wasn't clicking for you at all?
Sometimes it can go to kind of a weird place that I don't understand, like a very gamey or Narnia or Dungeons and Dragons type of place where it kind of gets real arty. And I'm more of a kind of that dumb, clunky on the head type of guy. So sometimes when it gets too arty, I have trouble following it, and I don't always know what to do in that situation. And sometimes, we talk about this all the time. It's better to just kind of hang back, go into a scene and just hang back and watch and kind of learn. And then there's the old improv trick of, you can always mimic what people are doing, and if you don't know what's going on. What about you? Do you have that? That's a great question. Do you have a time when you just felt out of place?
Yeah. I mean, it happened, when I was taking classes over at First Coast Comedy in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And I just did it to be like, I hadn't done it in a while, and it was before I moved out here and started doing stuff at Arts Bonita, and then getting this back up and going with you. It was my first time kind of doing improv again, so I was definitely with people who had never done it before. So I'm going into a room. The instructor definitely has performed a lot, and I'm like, well, I've definitely performed in hundreds of shows, but I don't come at it that way. I'm like, I want to be here with everybody and connect and see how it goes. But it's a little bit of even what you were saying about, like, sometimes when it gets a little weird and stuff, like I definitely get weird. Sometimes I want to be like just straight serious, and sometimes I get weird. And I've always had, whether it was Improv Olympic in Chicago, or when we were performing in San Francisco, or when I was taking these classes after not doing it for a long time, I definitely got the, hey, you're trying too hard to like do stuff that's like funny or crazy, and I take such offense to that, because I do not try hard to do stuff that's funny or crazy.
It comes natural for you.
I just react, and it is what it is, and that's just what I am. You know what I mean? I don't But people think like I've got this. I'm thinking about all this conniving. Oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come out and I'm going to, I'm going to be a wall for an entire scene, like happened in the last show. But no, it's not that. But that's the perception, because it'll appear to somebody, that you're doing too much. You're trying to do too much. Whereas what I try to do is have balance, which is I'm not going to come into every scene a big crazy character. I'm going to come in as like an intense, subdued character, and then I'm going to come in as like a, inquisitive character, and I'm going to be like, ooh, what's going on in this scene?
Well, and I've seen you come in as a wall, and you played a darn good wall, John. You stood
Thank
there
you.
as a wall for the whole scene. Nobody got you out of there, so.
I did. If my things were working properly, I could play a clip of that so you can see it. But I literally was just standing up there as a wall for
It's
a
funny
while.
you said that about First Coast, because in November we went to New York, and I went and saw a bunch of shows at the Magnet Theater, which is a very good, prominent improv theater in New York. A lot of people came through there, and they had some great shows, and I stayed and kind of geeked out with all the guys. And they had a young student type, people that are just coming up, did a jam at the end, and they said anybody could get on stage. So I jumped up with them. And I was very out of place. I was about old enough to be most of their parent or grandparents. And they were all just young teenage kids, and they were very high energy, very word heavy, talked over each other, and not kind of the improv that I came from. And it was a challenge. It was definitely not what I was used to. I'm glad I stuck with it. By the end of the jam, we had some nice scenes together, and made a lot of good friends, and connected with one of the directors up there, and we've networked. So just getting out of your comfort zone in that, I think, can help you.
Yeah.
It's like that old thing. If you want to be a better tennis player, don't play tennis against people that you can beat. Play tennis against people that beat you, and your game will get better. And sometimes, like you said, going up to Jacksonville and just dropping back to the basics is hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's good for you. You learn some things.
It definitely makes me think about how important that connection is with the people you're performing with, because that's really what it's all about. You have people you perform with that you like, that you respect, that you trust. If you're in an improv group and you're doing improv and there's like these contentious little issues, then you got problems. I mean, it's just not how it's supposed to be. If you are doing improv with people who think that they are God's gift to improv, or they think that they are all knowing and you should just be bowing to their knowledge and experience, then you got problems. So it's definitely about a cohesive group, like coexisting, working together, supporting each other. And so it makes you really value having that, because when you have that, you're not going to feel out of place. You're not going to feel, weird or anything like that.
No, and people ask all the time, why do you rehearse improv? And that's why we rehearse. We rehearse to build trust with each other on stage. Some of us are newer to it, but we're just learning to trust each other and to find what everybody is their go-to spot. And that's a lot of what our rehearsals are, the mechanics of the game and then the trust.
Yeah.
And we built up a great deal of trust between our group already in a short period of time, but we've still got room to grow.
Yeah. I'm putting up on the screen right now just an image from the Facebook, Arts Bonita Facebook page, where it is promoting the auditions that we're putting out there to people. So we're definitely asking people in Southwest Florida to put themselves on tape, to send their submission in to us. We pay our performers to perform. The ones who are experienced and have a track record of performing in live shows, who have the ability to do different things, to be a pirate, to be a ninja, or to be a doctor.
A robot.
A robot, yes. So anyway, I'm just looking at that, and I'm going, you should most certainly go to the Facebook page, and you should submit, because we need people. And we've had other people who auditioned with us that ended up performing with us. So that could definitely happen to anybody. Our goal with this improv group is to have a lot of people and to have different teams that are performing.
Right.
That's what we want. We don't want it to be that you come and you see the same people all the time. I don't even want to perform all the time. I want to see other people getting up there and doing stuff, And that's kind of what fills me up, is like, how do we build that community? I want there to be a lot of people, and I want to support everyone's desire to get on the stage to do this. Like, if you have fun performing improv, then you should be coming to Arts Bonita to get involved, take classes, whatever it is. We even are launching a new series of classes this year where you can do like an Improv 101 and then an Improv 201 and an Improv 301 that leads to then like a performance class, and there's live performance showcases along the way, and we want people to have that opportunity and to see Arts Bonita as a place like, I'm going to go there and perform. If I want to get on stage, I can get on stage there. We offer it at different levels. There's professional stuff we do here. There's also like, we do showcases for people that have never performed before. But you got to start somewhere, and that's what we want this place to be, very open to the community.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody should go on there and send in an audition, even if you don't think you're going to be in a show that you've got tons of experience. And if you have a little bit of experience, get on there. It's a chance to have a little fun and make some money. And it's like John said, we want to have a lot of teams. We want to have 4 or 5 teams that perform like some of the big city theaters have, where you've got tonight it's going to be this group, and tonight it's going to be your group. What was your group's name in Chicken?
Small Chicken.
Small Chicken. Tonight we've got Small Chicken or medium-sized chicken.
Medium-sized.
That's going to play. But we want to have a lot of teams. We're also trying to look into getting some guest performers down. So I've got a lot of connections with theaters, like Countdown people, people in Sarasota, in Orlando, in West Palm Beach, and we're looking to add some guest players to come over and do some shows with us that have successful theaters. Bob Carter's Workshop over in the Palm Beaches. I've got a couple good friends there from Miami, from Just the Funny improv group, to have people come up, help us do shows, and also maybe do some workshops with us.
Yeah, and I do want to say, going back to what we were talking about when I was working with First Coast Comedy, I do want to say that I do have great respect for those people over there. I think I really love their family-owned. They basically took a space in a strip mall and made it into an improv only. They do nothing else there but improv. So I love it, and I wish nothing but the best. I was more speaking about this thing that keeps coming up for me that I've been accused of my whole life, but I've always been like, nope, it's just who I am. Sorry. I did not think about that at all. People are like, did you plan that? And I'd be like, no, I did not plan that. I just trust me. Okay, I don't have time to plan that kind of stuff. We only have like a couple minutes left, but what are you thinking about going into our next show? Like, what do you think our goals are?
So I host a lot of our shows, and what I like to do is try to make the games different every time, and the shows different every time. And that's a challenge because there's only so many games that play well. But I want to make sure that our show is fresh and it has new stuff in it. So I'm kind of focused on that for the new show, just kind of introducing some new games. And then just kind of trying to up our game every time. We've got tremendous success on our last 3 shows that we've done. Really good crowds, but we want to keep the crowds coming back. The nice thing is if you see one of our improv shows and you come to one the following month, it will not be the same. It won't be the same things that we play. It won't be the same things that we do. It'll be all different. So each show is unique that way. Yeah. And that's my big challenge, is I want to make sure we keep this show unique and fun and keep our momentum going.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so we've got a couple of interesting things. So we have the show on the 25th of July.
Correct. That's a Friday night.
Yep. And then no show in August.
Right.
And then we have a show on the 19th of September, I think it is.
It is. It's September 19th. That's a Friday.
September 19th.
But, in between those, we have something we do for free, and it's called an Improv Jam.
That's right. What are the dates of those?
The date of the Improv Jam, the next one is on, let's see, I'm checking my notes here, 7/13. So it's actually next Sunday. It'll be a week from this coming Sunday. And then the following one is on 8/31, August 31st.
Okay.
The improv jams are held at the Mo, usually on the stage. They're free. They're from 4 to 6 p.m. on a Sunday. Anybody can come, any level of experience. So if you don't want to audition and you don't think you have any experience, or you're a little scared, come to a free jam. It costs you nothing. and you could get up and have fun. We had a great one last month. We had 11 or 12 people there. A lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Identified some really fun people. So come 4 to 6 p.m. Again, 7/13, July 13th is the next one. It's a Sunday night from 4 to 6.
Yeah.
It's at the Mo. And it should be, if you're curious, we're at 10150 Bonita Beach Road. We have two buildings here. We have the Hinman, which is the big campus in the front, and then we have the Mo, which is the little kind of black box theater auditorium in the back.
Yeah.
That's where we do our shows. It seats comfortably 100 plus, and it's a great improv theater. We're so lucky to have it.
Yeah. And so when we get through our September show, then it's kind of like our new season begins, just the way that we sort of block things off. So October is going to be our special improv theme. We're going to do our normal live improv comedy show, but it's going to be themed in the and around the Thrasher films of the 80s. So it's
Yeah.
going to have like a Halloween. We're going to scare you and make you laugh.
Yep, a little bit
Basically.
of slashing in the 80s.
Yes, and then because there's like those Hallmark movies are
Hey,
so
didn't
popular.
you write a Hallmark movie?
I did write a Hallmark movie called Letters to Santa. Somebody asked me the other day, like, John, did you write Letters to Santa? And I'm like, yeah, I did with my wife. And they're like, what? And I'm like, they're like, no, did you write Letters to Santa like when you were a kid? Like, yeah, yes, I did. But I thought they were asking about the movie that my wife and I wrote called Letters to Santa. So we wrote a Hallmark movie, but we've always been talking about doing an improv show that is all based on doing a live improvised Hallmark movie on stage around the holidays.
I'm surprised nobody's come up with that niche yet. It's
Yeah,
really-
but I'm sure probably people
Maybe
are.
they have, but-
They probably have. They're probably improvising Hallmark movies all over the place, at the grocery store, anywhere you
But
can have a chance
nobody's done
meeting.
it with an actual writer of a Hallmark movie.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. But anyway, we're looking forward to doing interesting things and fun things. I feel the energy in the improv community here, and I'm just super happy about it.
I am too. I'm excited to be a part of the program, and I'm excited about our shows. Like I said, we've had the last few shows have been fantastic. We've had great audience turnout, great participation, and we want to just keep growing the program and making it more fun and more exciting. And it's like I said, it's different every time. So if you saw a show in March or April, it's not going to be the same this time. It's going to be all new. Even if we played the same type of games, it's still all new because it's all based on audience suggestions.
Yeah.
Everything's different, but we even go that step further and make sure that the games that we do are different too.
Yeah.
And that's, you go to a lot of theaters and they kind of do that same set show where they do it every month. And we don't like to do that. We like to make it a little different.
Cool. Steve, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to sign off and just say get to artsbonita.org because we have so many new offerings of classes. We're sitting here right now, actually. This giant camera. So we are in the Digital Arts Lab right now at Arts Bonita. This is a new facility. These are professional cinema cameras, and we have all different levels of classes that we are offering. Very heavy. In filmmaking, photography, podcasting. We're doing classes in podcasting. You can come and take a podcast hosting class. You can take a podcast production class. Any of this stuff, it's available for you here at Arts Bonita. So go to the website, artsbonita.org, check it out, see what's going on. You know we got lots of shows happening all the time. So whether you want to learn something or you want to be entertained or you just want to connect with people and like live a better life, come to Arts Bonita. Check it out.
That's the best place to get tickets for our show too. It's
Yes.
artsbonita.org. Yeah.
Artsbonita.org. Yeah. There are a lot of people who come and they buy tickets at the door. We can always count on those people.
Oh, yeah, we love them all. We'll take
Yeah.
them all.
Okay. Thank you all. Have a good night. This podcast has ended.